Hey everyone, Cherie here. Today I'm going to be creating an A5 notebook spread using my Felicity Jane A5 notebook and the beautiful Krystal Kit from Felicity Jane. So this is the January kit. It's full of beautiful things. I absolutely love the florals in this kit. I will apologise for any background noise. It's very hot here today, so our air conditioners and fans are on, so I do apologise for that background noise. Okay, so the feature of my spread today is going to be the sticky notes from the Krystal Kit. I love these. There's 25 of each sticky note. Really beautiful floral here, but I'm going to be using this one with the black grid at the top. So this does come on a clear sheet with the 6 holes punched down the side there, so you can add that into your planner or your pocket page notebook if you wanted to. But I really wanted to use these for my journaling today. So what I did, I went into Photoshop and I created a little box that would fit inside the measurements of the white section on the sticky notes, and then I added in my text, printed it out onto this sheet, and then went back into Photoshop. I made sure these boxes were invisible, and then I used my light pad to line up the sticky notes on top. So this is my really thin little light pad here. It only cost about $30. You just turn that on like that. So all I had to do was stick that over the top there, and then I got my sticky notes. I was able to see the sticky notes through with that light pad there, so I just stuck it straight over the top, and just with the line spacing it really lined up perfectly with the lines on this sticky note. So I was really happy with how that worked out. So because it is a sticky note, that top section there just adheres itself down. It actually held pretty well, but with the bottom bits I just used a piece of a washi tape across the bottom of each just to keep it nice and flat as it was going through my printer, and that worked perfectly. So that's how I got my journaling onto those sticky notes, and I love how that turned out. I'm planning on using those on one side of my spread and my photo will be on the other. So I've got the die cut shapes from the Krystal Kit, I've got the chipboard bits, some of the wood veneer pieces as well. I'm using the, and if I can find it, here they are, the puffy alphabet stickers as part of my title. And I've also got a black mini wide paper clip here from my stash. They're available in the Felicity Jane store. I've got my Felicity Jane roller date stamp to use. And I'm also going to be using the grid paper from the kit as my background. So I'll be cutting my pages down to size to fit inside my A5 notebook. So I like to create my pages outside the notebook and then adhere them in, which allows me to add things like stitching and staples and so forth. So that's why I like to do it that way. Okay, one of the other things I'll be using is the gorgeous crystal charms. I absolutely love, love, love these. I've already just threaded that onto a piece of twine from my stash, and I'm planning on adding that to the side of my photo somehow. So that is the plan. What I will do now is put you on fast forward and show you how I'm going to put this together. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the journaling sticky notes. So what I'm going to do is line them up down the middle of the second page. So I'm just going to use my T-square ruler to position that correctly, and then I'll use that one as a guide for adhering the other two into place. So being a sticky note, it makes it super easy to move around on the page because you can reposition that adhesive on the back, which is great. Alright, so all three are now on the page, and I'm going to grab my sewing machine and stitch across the top of each one of the sticky notes, and I'll also stitch a border around each of the pages as well. So that's done. What I'm going to do now is just add a title to each of the lists on my sticky notes. So I'm using the Lola mini puffy alphabet stickers. These are still available in the Felicity Jane store. They're super handy and I love how they look. Alright, so for decorating each of the sticky notes, I'm going to use a mix of the die cut shapes and the chipboard bits from the Krystal Kit. So I've got that cute little coffee mug there with the polka dots, I've got a house, and I've got the flower at the bottom with a phrase as well. I'm just going to use a foam square on the back of the mug and the house because they are thin die cut shapes. And that'll just bring them up in line with that chipboard flower at the bottom, just adding a little bit of dimension there. And I have tucked in a little branch die cut under the house as well, just to add a little bit extra. Just making sure they're all lined up nicely down the side of the page. Now on the back of that chipboard flower, I'm just using some strong double-sided tape, and that will keep those ones in place nicely. So I'm adding that one there. The chipboard phrase will go right at the bottom. And that's it for that page. I'm really happy with that. Keeping it simple, that's the way I like to do it. Alright, so working on this first page now. I've got that title going down the left side, and I'm going to use another sticky note just to add a little bit of accent at the top of the photo. So I'm just trimming it down slightly so that it's the exact width of the photo. And that's just helping to bring this page in line with the other page. It just really helps to tie the two pages together, bringing that black grid pattern over to the left side of the spread. So I'm sticking down that beautiful floral die cut. That's just going to be peeking out from under the right side of the photo. So my photo can go on there now, lining it up with that sticky note. And then I've got my title going down the side. So I'm using my tweezers to position those letters. So that is now done. And because I do have a lot of stitching on the other page, I'm going to stitch across the top of that sticky note and across the title too. And that really does help to keep those puffy alphabet stickers in place. So to finish off the title, I've got this chipboard piece from the kit, and it says, "This is me." So this spread is all about me right now. Okay, so I wanted to do something with that beautiful charm from the kit. So what I'm going to do is stamp the date onto this die cut label using my roller date stamp. And I will use Stays On ink to do that, so that reduces the risk of smudging on that die cut piece. So I'm just making sure I've got the correct month and year. It's the first time I've used this date stamp this year, so I had to make sure it had 2021 on it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. And now, so that I can hang it off the twine, I'm just marking a little spot on both that label and that chipboard piece, and I'm using my hole punch to punch a hole at the end of each one. The chipboard piece does fit in this hole punch, which is really handy, and you can see through the top where you mark the spot, which makes it nice and easy to center it. So I'm just going to thread both of those pieces onto that twine with that charm, making sure they're going in behind the charm on the twine, and they're going to layer up nicely. And to attach it to the page, I'm going to use a mini wide paper clip. I'm going to position that at the top right of the photo. So I've tied a knot in my twine, and I'm just hanging that from the top right of the photo from that little mini wide paper clip. So that is this spread complete. I'll give you a closer look at the details here. I love that little charm and the little things hanging down there. Really cute little die cuts here as well. I did decide to add this little wooden heart to that house. So that's also from the kit. I'm just using some liquid glue to do that. But as you will see, when I put these pages into my notebook, I didn't wait until the glue was dry. So it does move out of place, but don't worry, I will be fixing that up, and you'll see the photos at the end of this video. You can see there it's just moved out of place there, but I do fix it, and you'll see that in the photos at the end. So I'm just using double-sided tape to add my pages into my A5 notebook, and I'm loving the spread. I'm going to continue adding pages to this notebook throughout the year of things that I want to record about me and what's happening in our little world at the moment. So let me know if you've got any questions. I'll leave you with these photos, and I'll also leave a link to Felicity Jane down below as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again really soon. Bye for now.